Ellery,
Hi.
and we got a game for you. So tonight is Card Sharks at Stars. We've got whoops. We've got Card Sharks running something a little different tonight. They've got Merilith, Grendel, Tyrcell, and Naegon instead of Slan tonight. Um, which is interesting. Oh, that is not their current line. Well, I guess it kind of is their current lineup. I don't see Slan, so it may just be the case that he is not available. Um,
I
I'll
think
pick.
this is a good. I know Grendel's been wanting to try this, and I think this is a good time as any to try it.
Yeah, definitely want to experiment against potentially weaker teams. Um, but this is the Stars lineup that we were talking about before the cast started. Grumf, Zvixas, Talik, and Maccus. It's kind of
Yeah,
their.
this is probably their A team when they're not dealing with group breakers.
Mm-hmm. So we'll get to see. Talik and Grumf are going to be their primary damage dealers, but really everybody on that team does damage, um, with the possible exception of Maccus. But I mean,
I mean, Grumf is hopefully doing a lot of damage. I've
yeah.
actually never seen Meteo in action other than Isidore spamming it on my Fire Giant, so I'm very excited to see what this looks like.
uh,
My Meteo experience is being hit from bloodbaths by Grump.
well, it's a little better these days. I'll say that. It's slightly more effective. It's actually
I
really
think Merilith
powerful.
is
It's basically equivalent to a cone that you can only use in the room you're in, but it costs half the mana.
yeah, I mean that's pretty efficient if it really is, 35 mana or whatever.
It is, in fact, 35. Grump was on my team for many years.
Do we know, is Grump like carded at all? Is he up to ACFL standard?
His, I believe he's got some OMGs, and I know all of his gear is like maxed. So he's got full max enchanted dragon skins, runed, the works. So he's got one of the highest ACs of any character in the game.
Awesome. So does that mean he max enchanted gear and then tried to rune it? Or
Uh,
did he rune it first and then probably runed
I
it
think
first,
you
right?
rune it first, and then you have score and apply the max enchant. But that still means you're blowing up dragon skins with runes, which is a thing that happened. So, because for those of you that don't know, runing a piece of gear is not a guarantee. It blows stuff up, and when you're dealing with dragon skins, that is a very risky -5 AC that you're gambling on.
So what do you think Nagon's bringing to the table here? Like, talk about what you think KCS is hoping
Um,
to accomplish with him.
so Nagon brings a mess of damage, and so when you're talking about having a troll barbarian on the field dealing a pile of damage, then you've got Nagon pulling additional damage. You're basically just going for this nuke comp that Card Sharks likes to do, um, and that's they like to just try and steamroll the fight, t- uh, deliver a big beating early, cap the flag very quickly, and just put pressure on you and just keep basically running you over so that you never have a chance to like get a get a grip on the situation. That's the
And
KCS
Nagon
style.
is air and water. Is that right?
Um, yes, I believe so. It's to be honest, it's been a few years since he's actually played a game. Obviously, it's been a few years since we've any all played a game. It's 2 years since last season, but I don't know how many games he actually played last season.
So we're probably going to be seeing lots of gusts, suffocate,
Yes, exactly.
drown, etc.
Like I said, he's their DPS. He's a secondary DPS source for them. So I believe it was air and water. I know in Brute Squad, in previous seasons, I had discussed with teammates, various possibilities for Wujin, and there's some interesting options that the class provides. I really like these classes that are variable, that force you to make decisions. Can't see my screen. Okay, how about now? I really like these classes that force you to make decisions, so not everybody in the same class has the same abilities. They tried that with Armsmen a little bit, but obviously that missed the mark in terms of everybody ended up just being 1 million per and then using a card, even though originally you weren't able to use cards on them.
Yeah, so we're about 30 seconds away from start. Let's talk really fast. What do you think Stars needs to do? How do they beat KCS?
I think Zvixas is going to have to do some choking, and they're going to have to basically use choke to push the flag, be aggressive, and Card Sharks is going to want to be aggressive, but I think Stars has to be equally aggressive. They have to use choke, use that to push an advantage, and try and push the flag while taking advantage of choke. It's a risky strategy, though, because you risk being in a position where you fail a choke, you get dirt kicked, the other team gets back up, and then now you're standing there with the flag with potentially a Troll Barbarian bearing down on you.
Merilith and Grumf out with air elementals, and Maccus is in a shield.
Grumf has an Earth Elemental. Maccus pulling out Misty Potions. Looks like Grumf is not gearing his, although Merilith is gearing his Elemental.
Talik is cleaning up his crafting inventory. And they're off. Oh, that's suffocate.
Yeah, like I said, just big damage. Trying to...
Talik is taking a beating from Grendel. He is not protection evil.
And this makes sense when you are...
Why would you not protection evil? Did Grendel switch to neutral?
Oops. Trying to get the spell damage onto Talik makes a lot of sense when yeah, he's taking a lot of damage. But in turn, here's Grumf with the Meteos. And they're really putting out a lot of damage back. And there's the rainstorms, so yeah.
Naegon and Grendel are both evil, right? That seems like a no-brainer to pro evil.
Are they? I'm pretty sure Naegon was red robes before he...
He's a black robe.
Oh, he's
now.
in black robe now. Huh. Maybe Grendel did change alignments. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure I saw him before the match and he was evil.
That's very strange then. You're correct.
Maybe Talik just forgot.
That I would believe.
Alright, they've already got the flag. I mean,
Yeah.
This makes sense. They
Yeah.
have a significant advantage right now.
Yeah, like I said, KCS likes to just grab the flag and rely on the fact that they win a straight up fight to protect their carrier.
Alright, so Merilith is in combat with them. I don't see rescues. Tyrcell's rescuing Naegon.
Meteor is longer than the combat rounds. Talik's in red and taking more damage.
Yeah.
There's... No, not a Wimpy. So, Monsoons again. Damage a little lower now. But now Grump's taking a lot of damage.
So Talik, I don't know if Talik is pro'd anything, because he's taking high damage from Merilith too.
Yeah, that's very, very awkward to forget protection. Which seems to be the case.
I just see KCS doing a ton of damage right now.
Yeah, Maccus.
Like Grendel, Merilith.
Maccus was in white a second ago, and after like 3 rounds, he is now in red. So he's taking a beating. Everybody on stars is just taking an absolute beating. Talik got forced out of a position where he could tank by all of the spell damage out of Naegon. And now Grendel's just kind of going wild.
Yeah, it's hard to turtle against a team like KCS when they have this much damage. Once you start doing no damage, it's kind of over. You get stuck in this loop of healing up, but you're not doing anything while you get beat back down.
Yep. We went through that last season or maybe 2 seasons ago. When I tried to run a Paladin Shadow Knight duo, and it was the same story. You know, you could heal for days, but at the end of the day, like, you're just not doing anywhere close to as much damage to them as they're doing to you. So it doesn't matter how much you can heal. They're always doing too much damage.
So it looks like Merilith is 1 room away.
And there's some gust stuns.
I don't see any rescues. Maybe Merilith isn't actually tanking anyone. He's just stuck in combat. Oh, there it is.
And Grumf gets some gear. And Sank
dispelled.
drop. Was that a dispel?
Yeah, that was his spell. Oh, he just got annihilated.
Yeah. Wow.
Actually, he got eradicated.
Brutal, brutal, brutal. Zvixas is still quite healthy. Interesting that they have not really hit him at this point, but now he's again.
He takes
yeah.
a crap ton of damage.
And that's been like the story of the match. Like as soon as Grendel gets on somebody, they go from white to red in 2-3 rounds. Like as soon as KCS turns their focus on you, you die very quickly.
Yeah, they've got Tyrcell, dual wielding, putting out some damage, and Merilith's doing his damage. It all kind of snowballs. Everything looks really good when
Grendel is weaponless now. And still bashing without a weapon, it looks like. Yeah, still no weapon. There we go. He found it. Using a fine alloy shield. Wow. Thought cost was of no concern. And here we are.
Maccus isn't doing a bad job stalling here. I mean, that's about all he can do.
Yeah. So, he may not know where the rooster button is, but at least he knows where Piercing Winds is.
That's right.
See if he can continue to interrupt. Yeah, there we go. There's another Piercing Winds. What are they doing to let him just interrupt like that?
He's about to die.
No, he escaped that dispel unscathed.
I don't like this. I don't like this running away to try to live. He's not doing himself a favor. His only reason to live right now is to prevent them from picking up the flag, not to actually try to survive.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's on the other side of the map now. And Grendel picks up the flag. So this is interesting. Grendel is picking up the flag so that Zvixas can't choke him. If
Yeah, it seems that way.
if Merilith takes the flag, then they risk being delayed by chokes, and it's going to be a lot harder with Grendel carrying. And with two hitters being the only people alive, they can't really challenge the Troll Barbarian. It's really hard to get past shield blocking Troll defenses. Maccus took another dispel. Man, I didn't even get cast on like this. So, at this point,
did swap back into Monogear too.
they can't actually effectively delay any further. They really just need to be dead, and the fact that they're not is probably going to be a problem down the line. We get a strangle onto Tyrcell, but I don't know that that's really accomplishing anything.
Naegon is styling on Maccus.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to make him wimpy. Is the reason for the magic missiles. I think he doesn't want him to die. He just wants to make him wimpy and run off into another room. Maccus is taking big damage there. And there's the cap.
Man, they really should have had that stack cap set up though. They would have been done by now. Sorry, that's just a little gift for Albert later.
Ellery is not the biggest proponent of stat capping, for those unaware.
I'm not against stack capping. I just don't stress it. It's 7 seconds.
Grumf enters the arena and immediately takes a dispel.
Yeah, you know, you don't expect this from a Mountain Dwarf. Usually that high whiz bulwarks them pretty well against being casted on.
Yeah. I definitely, when I think Spellbite, I definitely do not think Mountain Dwarf Priest. But here we are. Maccus picks up the flag, which is, I think just a way to force them to kill him. But I think you could have done that a long time ago.
Yeah, it needed to happen a long time ago.
Not once your team is already out. KCS trying to do some regrouping.
Talik is out too.
Okay.
Yep, so
here's somebody that can do some work.
He is chaining his teammate. Tyrcell's choked.
Now he's chaining himself. So Talik is using physical noun weapons. I'm not totally familiar with the weapon options for Blade Singers. Is there not a good...
They could do Half Moon Soul Thief. It's a good way to get around skins.
So Maccus does go down. And now Grumf throwing out Meteos.
So I don't think KCS has picked up again yet.
They have not.
So this is not... I mean, it is conceivable that Talik and Grumf could kill somebody.
Yeah, for sure. They can put out a lot of damage between the two of them. But
Zvixas is still in yellow too, and you gotta imagine he's ER'd.
Grumf is taking damage though.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go. Talik gets a rescue onto him. Does not successfully get Grendel off of him though, which is obviously like the number one person you want to stop hitting him.
It looks like Grendel's trying to take out Zvixas.
I think Grendel's flash and just hitting whoever he happens to be on at this point, right now. Merilith does pick up the flag now.
Kind of wonder how low he might be.
And
I don't
Talik
know
caps
about
at the same time.
It's not terrible.
This is the good position. This is a good position for for a healthy Blade Singer to be capping. When the enemy team is all hurt and there's going to be wimpying off of your chains, this is like the premier position for a Blade Singer to be capping. Whether or not it's successful against this team from this position is another matter, but they have to make progress with the flag, because if they do manage to kill KCS, they have to have already made good progress on the first flag cap.
Right now, so they're about to run into each other right now.
Yeah. And they're on.
So I think,
they're on him.
Naegon, I'm pretty sure Naegon had died with Flaming Soul earlier, and that's why we didn't see a toast. So he had just respawned.
Okay, see, this is Talik doing really good damage to Grendel and Merilith. He does take a dirt kick from Naegon, or from Grendel.
He had chained Grumf too, so Grumf can't medio.
I don't know why Grumf is in the room. He's really just like, he's not doing anything right now except for stopping Talik from chaining.
So it looks like Zvixas is with them too.
And now he's spamming Ray of Truth, and like, if you're in there doing anything except for maybe spamming Mend on Talik, you don't need to be in there. And that, even then, I don't think you should be in there doing that. Talik gets disarmed. Whew. And he goes down.
Yeah, so that's basically the end.
So now Grumf is dropping medias, but, if he had waited for Talik to finish chaining first.
Yeah, it was not a good call.
Very, very awkward.
Hey,
Merilith does go down, but Zvixas, it's an off toast. So Zvixas needs to be very careful here not to die and then get healed. And he's going to have to... He does shield up. He knows he's low and he's going to be a target because of the toast message. So he's basically just going to have to be utility from here on out. He can't afford to do any damage, really. Tyrcell rescues Grendel. And
Grumf is still wimpy.
Yeah.
Maccus missed rake.
Looking not great for stars. But I don't know if they're 100% out of it. Just like 95%.
I think the odds are pretty stacked against them, but
I think Zvixas is going to have to take control of the game with chokes at this point for stars to mount any kind of comeback.
I think he's just too low. He doesn't have the resources to make plays.
Yeah, every time you walk in, you get hit and you wimpy out.
They do need to kill Grendel, though. If they can drop Grendel, then at least they'll have, like, Tyrcell and Naegon, they can probably prevent them from capping. Zvixas still wimpying. He's got a flash out.
I mean, he's taking off the shield now.
Oof.
But
That one hurt.
Yep. Power swing dead.
Yeah. Tyrcell's wimpying too. So Grendel
Grendel.
and Tyrcell are both wimpying.
Yeah, Grendel off toast on Zvixas, so
A nice human roundhouse stun on the troll.
there is room for Grendel takes a dispel, but does not hit Sanctuary. There is room for for Stars to clean up here
I think
a little bit.
Naegon's picking up right now. Oh no, he's not.
No.
Maybe he left assist on or something.
He's back in the room now. And it does look like he's trying to pick up because he's not doing anything that we can see. And he's not in combat. Yep, there's the flag. And he's the one healthy person over on KCS's side.
Yeah, this is a tall order for Maccus unless somebody respawns. So who would be next?
Talik, yeah. And I mean, like, if Talik can get out and pick... There's Talik right now.
Yeah, he's out.
He can clear this up.
There's a chance here. There's definitely a chance here.
Okay. Stars is being scrappy here. Maccus picks up the flag.
Yeah, I like that. It's
Yeah.
not awful.
He needs to die to reset, and this makes sure that they can't get the cap without killing him. It makes sure that Naegon doesn't just get rescued across. Although
I think
KCS is smart here. They immediately go jump on Maccus, knowing that they can then rescue Naegon across as soon as Maccus is dead.
Yeah, they're gonna 2v1 him.
And Tyrcell spamming rescues on Grendel.
Merilith is out too. This is not a lot Talik can do here. He's just gonna have to hope he can get chains off. Merilith's probably trying to heal up Grendel and Tyrcell.
Well, he needs to... Yeah, I don't know what he can do. He has to...
He's out now.
Yeah, but it's too late. Naegon's 2 rooms away.
He can do the damage.
Yeah, but Naegon's
Grendel and
1
Tyrcell
room
die,
away.
no?
Naegon's 1 room away. He's going to get rescued.
Okay.
There's nothing they can do. There's 2 rescues.
Right.
Talik can only dirt kick one of them at the most. And there's the rescue and the walk.
I think that was probably scrappier than KCS wanted it.
For sure. I think Stars did a good job dragging things out at the end there. Maccus was able to interrupt for, I think, 2 ticks. Basically.
Yeah, Maccus did have a good delay in there, but I do think he kind of dropped the ball on running away at 1.2.
Mm-hmm. I agree. He delayed, which was perfect. And then instead of... Once he couldn't delay any further and they got the flag, he definitely should have forced them to kill him instead of just running away. But overall, I think pretty well played from, at least in the second half. It was a little dodgy in the first half. Definitely some things that shouldn't have happened throughout. But the second half of that match, Stars played pretty well, was pretty scrappy. Talik and Maccus really putting in heavy work to try and keep Stars in it.
So no real surprises there. I think I don't know if there was a whole lot Stars could have done better. I actually didn't see a Holy Smite from Merilith, and I didn't see rakes early on. I don't know if somebody got raked right in the beginning.
It's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing a rake.
think Grumf probably, I think Grumf made a mistake preventing Talik from from chaining during that interrupt, and then Talik ended up just dying without being able to do much else.
Yeah. The Wu Jin doing a good job though throughout the match, doing what he's there for, which is basically killing Blade Singers. That's going to be KCS's answer to Blade Singers, I think, throughout the
It's definitely an
course.
interesting strategy. I think they're going to run into the same problem that, Stars has been afraid of too, right? When 3 of the other teams have Warlocks, how do you rely on a Wujen that wants to spam, Suffocate, Drown, and Gust?